what is up, guys? Brandon here from Go Headquarters, bringing you the full breakdown for today's workout. We are kicking things off with our daily workout this week. Again, we are leading into Murph coming up here shortly. So, to get you guys moving today, the daily workout for this week is an 800-meter run. That's a half mile, followed by 3 rounds of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 air squats. So if you've got a pull-up bar, guys, give me 5 regular pull-ups, preferably this is an overhand grip. If you don't have a pull-up bar, no big deal. We're gonna default to 10 bicep curls just to make sure those biceps and those pulling muscles are getting engaged. We've got some curls later on in today's workout. So after 5 pull-ups, we're gonna do 10 push-ups. So hands are about, shoulder width apart, just outside the chest. We want those elbows tucked in against the ribs, nice tight body line. Of course, push-ups can always be done from the knees. If you need to, no big deal. And then of course we've got our air squat. So heels are shoulder width apart. We're gonna sit our hips back and down, knees out, chest up, nice and tall. So when you get down, make sure you're below parallel. That means that crease of the hip is below the height of the knee. Keep that chest up. Arms up in the down position, help with counterbalance and posture. If the arms are kind of down, we tend to round out a little bit. Okay, so 3 rounds, 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. Getting used to that routine and cycling through those relatively fast. Then we'll move on to more specific stuff for just today's workout. We've got a lot of upper body going on. Since yesterday we did mostly lower body stuff. So kicking things off for strength, we're gonna do 4 rounds. This is for strength and quality, not for time. We're gonna do 8 strict shoulder press, 15 straight arm pull downs, and 8 V-ups for a little core work. So for the shoulder press, again guys, assuming we're still working out at home, we've got dumbbells, barbell, whatever implements you've got, make it work. So with my dumbbells, I'm gonna choose a palms forward grip for right now, which is simulating that barbell. And then I wanna keep my elbows forward underneath the weights, so my elbows shouldn't be back like this. And with the weights touching my shoulders, I am just going to press all the way up to a fully extended arm, come back down, tap the shoulder, and then press right back up. One key I would emphasize here is a touch and go off the shoulder. So I wouldn't come down and set them down and linger. If you're gonna rest, I would actually encourage rest up here. That is particularly true of the barbell, but tap and go off the shoulders. Okay, so 8 strict shoulder presses. Then we're gonna do 15 straight arm pull downs. So ideally we have a band at home or like a cable rack of some kind if you happen to have that kind of gear. So I have my band looped over either a pull-up bar or I've opened a door and I've slung the band over the spine of the door, and this thing is nice and secure and it's not gonna slip off and whack me. So from there, I'm gonna put my hands on the inside of the band. I'm about shoulder width apart. I'm gonna stiffen up my arms, so keeping those elbows straight. And with a straight arm, I'm gonna pull that band down towards my pockets and I'm gonna squeeze my shoulders down and back. So I want to squeeze my shoulder blades at the bottom of that. I've got great posture, and hopefully I'm feeling these lat muscles here, those swimmer's muscles. What we don't want to do, guys, is crunch down on this and lean forward down on this, okay? So it should be a really good postural move. Now, in the absence of a band, we can do what's called a pullover. I'm going to demonstrate this just on a floor. Ideally, this would be done laying on a bench so that it allows more range of motion, but the floor at least gets us part of it. So I can grab a single dumbbell. I'm gonna choose to grab this by the heads because I don't have much range of motion here due to the floor. But what I'm gonna do is, keeping my arms relatively straight, I have a slight bend in my elbows. I'm going to bring this way over my head, gently tap the ground, and then I'm gonna pull it over back to where I started. So this is called a dumbbell pullover. So this is a similar act of that straight arm pull down. So this is kind of the modified version. Now, if I were laying on a bench here, I would be able to get more of a stretch overhead. So I would just go deeper into the range of motion. So the energy on the pullover is from here to here. The energy on the straight arm pull down I demoed with the band is from here to here, but it's the same action of closing that shoulder joint. Okay, so it's a really good alternative. So we did 8 shoulder presses, we did 15 band pull downs or 15 pullovers, and now we're gonna do 8 V-ups. So V-ups great for the core, so legs and arms are extended out. We're gonna kind of do a sit-up and a leg lift at the same time and hopefully meet in the middle, touching somewhere on our feet, okay? So we're creating that V shape to our body. So 4 rounds for strength, 8 shoulder press, and that's strict. We don't want to do any dipping and driving. 15 straight arm pull downs, 8 V-ups. So that's a good start to our upper body workout. Then we're going to get into a little conditioning today. So we've got a 10-minute EMOM ahead of you. So every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. We're going to alternate back and forth between 2 brackets, A and B. So bracket A is going to be 7 ground to overhead. Bracket B is going to be 10 renegade rows. So for 7 ground to overhead, that number 7 can be scaled up or down depending on what implements and what loads you have available at home. So feel free to add or take away repetitions based on what you have available. What I'm really looking for there is 30 to 40 seconds worth of work. If you can't get it done in 40 seconds, then it's either too heavy or too many repetitions, and you need to scale that back a little bit to put you in that 30 to 40 second time domain. And the same is pretty much true for the 10 renegades row as well. So for ground to overhead, I'm going to be doing basically a clean and jerk, or a clean and press in this case, with my pair of dumbbells. So my feet are hip width apart. I've got a neutral grip on these dumbbells now. I'm going to come on down and do basically a deadlift setup. So I'm going to tap one head of the dumbbell to the floor. Notice I'm not tapping both heads, so I don't need to do that. That is acceptable here. And then I'm going to drive up and bring these to my shoulders, where I will dip, drive, and press to a fully extended arm overhead. And then I basically unpeel all of that for the way back down. So I'm going to tap the ground, pop my hips open, receive these at the shoulder, dip, drive, press to get overhead. Okay, so that's going to be my ground to overhead. So I'm going to do 7 of those and rest with the remaining time. Now, if I happen to have a really light weight and I can just burn through 7 reps, cool. Maybe I'm going to do 12. Maybe I'm going to do 15 reps so that I've got that 30 to 40 seconds worth of effort. Then I'm going to rest with the remaining time. So that's going to be your odd minutes, minute 1, minute 3, minute 5, and so on. So for your even minutes, bracket B is 10 renegade rows. So ideally I've got a pair of dumbbells here. I'm going to set these up kind of in my push-up position, so just outside my chest. I'm going to assume a push-up position, except I have wide feet. That's going to give me stability, but I have my shoulder above the wrists, so we don't want to be back here. We want to be here. So I'm going to do a push-up and then row the right. That's 1, and then another push-up. Row the left. That's 2, and I'm just going to keep alternating rows until I get to 10 total, okay? So it is 10 push-ups in the mix, but it'll be 5 rows on each side, totaling 10 rows, okay? So again, renegade rows make up your even minutes, 2, 4, 6, 8. So every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, alternating A, B, A, B, A, B, until you hit 10 total minutes. So that's 5 times of each bracket, okay? So scale the reps and the loading until it's appropriate for that 30 to 40 seconds worth of work. All right, then recover, and we will continue doing a little more accessory work, hopefully with your pair of dumbbells. So next on the agenda, 3 rounds. This is for quality, so you don't need a timer here. We're going to do 3 rounds of 20 skull crushers, and then a set of 21s on your bicep curls. Skull crushers first. So I've got my dumbbells, I've got a neutral grip. My upper arm is vertical. What I'm going to do with that vertical upper arm is I'm going to break my elbow all the way until my elbow is completely bent. In this case, I can actually tap the ground with the dumbbell, and then I'm going to extend up back to that fully extended arm. So the dumbbells are passing right by my head, so they're kind of in between my head and my shoulders. And we want to maintain this arm position. So hopefully as I do this, this arm is just pointing straight up the whole time. It's not pointing down, towards where my feet are, and it's also not coming up over my head like this, like where we were earlier for the pullover. Okay, so maintaining vertical there is key. So 20 of those. Once again, scale the reps as needed based on the weights you've got. Now we're going to do 21s for your bicep curl. Now I'm pluralizing 21s because that's the kind of the name of the concept here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your full bicep curl and break this down into a couple of parts. So what I want you guys to do for 21s, you're going to go from the extended arm position, palms forward, and you're going to curl up to the halfway point. And we're going to do 7 reps, just the bottom half. After 7 of those, we're going to go 7 reps at the top half. So from, that 90-degree elbow up. But I'm still keeping my upper arm still, right? I'm not moving my upper arm, keeping that anchored. So 7 of these, and then we're gonna go right into 7 full range of motion reps. So straight elbow at the bottom, and then of course, bent elbow at the top. And obviously 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21s. So that's where that gets its name. So 7 halfway, 7 top half, and then 7 full. And that represents a set of 21s. So 3 rounds, 20 skull crushers, and then a 21s set of bicep curls using whatever you've got. You can do that with a barbell as well. When you're done with all the arm work, guys, all we've got left today is a cash out of 50 sit-ups. So ideally, our shoulder blades will hit the floor at the bottom, but yeah, my head's gonna stay up and you'll see a little distance between my upper shoulder and the floor, but my blades have hit, and then I'm gonna sit all the way up past 90 degrees, hopefully, okay? If you wanna get better at sit-ups, just start putting standards on it, right? So if I need a little assistance, I'm maybe whipping my arms like crazy to help me, or maybe I've even got my feet anchored under the couch, right, or something heavy. So those are assistance devices. But as I get better, I'm maybe getting rid of that foot anchor, and I'm maybe starting to even eliminate the arm whip to make that harder. And if you want to make it harder still, you could try to keep your arms across your chest, or even try to advance where your arms are behind your head and you're not flinging them around. Okay, so really big spectrum of difficulty for sit-ups. As simple as a sit-up is in concept, you can still scale it 100 different ways, guys. So make sure it's appropriate for you. So hopefully you hit this workout hard, and stay safe and stay fit out there, guys. Once again, take some time today to do something positive for yourself. That can be as simple as drinking a little more water or getting to bed on time tonight. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.